Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of HRD 631, The Adult Learner. We are now in week number 6. So keep up the great work, everybody. I appreciate the effort that's going into the discussion forums and trying to interact with everybody. We do have a small class this semester. We lost one of our students in the last week or the last week and a half, and now we're down to 5 students. So stick with it, everybody. This is a pretty intimate graduate seminar, and I think we may have a couple of modifications if we move forward, or as we move forward, but we won't cover those today. I think I'm working on a couple of modifications towards the end of the class when we actually do our exploration project presentation. So let's get going with week number 6. Week number 6, as you can see, you're probably watching this video, but week number 6, I think we have really 2 very exciting topics. One is transformative learning, and the other is really experiential learning, or some people call it experience and learning. So transformative learning theories is actually one of my most interesting, or one of the topics that I am most interested in when I'm dealing with adult learning. So this theory was started back in 1978 by Jack Mezirow, and Mezirow kind of had some earth-shattering ideas back then, and he still does today. Basically, this theory is about change, dynamic, fundamental change in the way we see ourselves in the world with which we live. So Mezirow has proposed, as you'll find this out this week, a whole bunch of steps that the person follows in transformative learning. And the first thing is called the disorienting dilemma. So this is where something occurs in your life. It's pretty dramatic. It's not just a little shift of your ideas. It's really a pretty dramatic occurrence or something that happens to you. It could be a death of a parent, a spouse. It could be a divorce. It could be, something that just truly happens that rocks your world, that somehow your worldview is changed. I'm not, I'm pretty open about my life story. 30 years ago this month was my last drink. I've been sober for 30 years. And for me, that moment 30 years ago was a transformative event in my life. What I'd been doing didn't work. I had a whole bunch of things happen to me right around that time, and basically my world changed. That was my 30 years ago, my disorienting dilemma. And I'm really interested in your ideas. I'd like you to, watch the videos, do the readings, participate in the discussion posts, but we have some questions and prompts surrounding this whole idea about transformative learning. The other one is experiential learning. And experiential learning, for some folks that may have been in an organization, you might still be in an organization, but Outward Bound is a really good example of experiential learning. You are actually doing, you're out, you're doing. And for those, I know we have a couple in our class that are involved with outdoor education and outdoor education with adults. This is where a tremendous amount of experiential learning does occur. So I hope you enjoy these 2 topics as much as I do. I look forward to rereading these materials every year when we get here in the course. And it always changes. It's always different because I'm different every time I change this class. So I really appreciate you taking the time to study these 2 ideas and then have a discussion on the discussion forum. So let's get right to it. So what are we doing? Well, we're going to be reading chapters 7 and 8 in our textbook. We have electronic reserve articles. We have a discussion question, and this one is an adult educator's role to instigate transformational learning. What are some of the ethical considerations? And if adults do learn from their life experiences, is there a role for an adult educator? So really, if you truly believe that, is there a role for us? A couple of things that we have coming up tomorrow, which is October 3rd, we have our exploration project question. Now this is just your question. And then coming up in a couple of weeks, we have a learning reflection paper, which I'll talk about next week in a little more detail. So let me so we're all set here. Have an overview, which succinctly gives you an idea of what we're doing this week. Here's just what I went over. I have a couple of videos, and then I have an advanced organizer for next week. Next week we have some really interesting topics. I think all of this course is interesting, so I'm sorry if I keep on saying that, but embodied spiritual and narrative learning, Eastern indigenous perspectives on learning. So these are different perspectives than our traditional perspectives. Okay, let me get out of here, show you what else is involved. Electronic reserve. They always to me are optional unless I say they are required, but I encourage everybody to take a look. Have a TED Talk in here, and then there's a PowerPoint presentation. And then, as I mentioned, we have a discussion question. You can talk about each one of these individually, or you can talk about all of them. There's a place down here for submitting your exploration project questions. Please take a look at the syllabus for more information on this, but this is just the topic that you're going to be using in your question for your exploration project. So that is it for the week. I wish you the absolute best. I don't know if people are inside today, kind of cold and dreary outside. It looks like we're going to have that tomorrow or maybe a good part of next week. So I hope you stay warm and dry. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'm here to help, and I hope you enjoy the materials. See you later.